All right, today there was opportunity in the yen, and what I want to do is illustrate that. So what you see here is a base forming, and obviously when you're looking at this, it's coming from a downtrend. All right, it's coming from a downtrend, and what's going on is as it reaches here, what we see is 18 volume. Does this mean that the market has certainly turned bullish? No, obviously not. You see a retest on 16 volume, less than 18. Does this mean the market's bullish? No. But it means that there are two tests, and there's a third test on 18 volume. Again, does this mean the market is bullish? No. So you have a downtrend, and you have 1, 2, 3 tests. That's all you know. Following the 3 tests, there is this bar. This bar is important because it has big range. It has big range and a high-end close. That's important. Does that mean the market has turned up at that point? No. The market has not proved itself yet. All it's telling you is that there have been tests and there's a demand bar. One single bar doesn't mean jack. All right, all it means that there is a demand bar. In fact, many folks will look at this as a breakdown and they will get ready to sell any tests of this area. So, but what happens is that then you have another pullback, and this pullback is on 27 volume greater than the 18 volume, and it is unable to go below the 18 volume, which qualifies this as effort reward. Now, do you know this yet, whether this is valid effort reward or not? No, you don't know anything until this bar. It is only this bar which tells you that the buyers are in control and the immediate trend is up. This is the breakout bar, also known in Wyckoffan terminology as, jump over the creek. And then what you have is basically a test the creek. Now, how do you enter after the breakout? After the breakout, you enter the pullback, which would be right here. Many times, however, it will go slightly below and go to the prior bar high, which would be right here. Okay? In this case, it went somewhere in the middle. In any case, what you have is you have sideways range, then you have effort reward and the breakout, and you can only determine that this trend has changed and become bullish after this thrusting bar with the secondary bar, that together 1, 2, 3, 4 is on 38 volume. That makes this a valid and legit move only because it's on big range, big expansion, and big volume, relatively speaking. So on this, after this, you have this pullback, which tests the creek, and then at that point, the market is ready for a very important phase, called markup. That's what it is. It's in markup. At that point, on the pullback, you could call that a springboard, not a springboard or whatever it is that you want to call it, but that is the launching pad upon which markup will be initiated. That's the point where markup will initiate. Everything before this, in Wyckoffan terms, this is called accumulation. Accumulation, basically the cycle is accumulation, markup, distribution, and back down, also called markdown. But the point here is that you have accumulation, you have a breakout. You don't know, you can't guess whether this is accumulation or not until the breakout. The breakout is what confirms the accumulation. Before that, it's really just guesswork. And trading within this range is not a smart thing to do because that's very difficult and very hypothetical. And really, the idea is let the breakout happen and then get in on the test. right? Because that way the market has proved itself, and before that you're just guessing, and buyers and sellers can take it any way they want. They can be false breakouts, false breakdowns, all of that, or what they call upthrust and springs. So you have a lot of false move within the range. But once it breaks out on the range on big spread, big range, big volume, as you can see here, it's big 1, 2, 3, 4 waves, all green with a big thrust. See how big the thrust is? Big thrust, big volume. That's when you know that the immediate trend is up, not down. And you can enter on the retest of the creek. The stop would probably, like if I were to put it, the stop would have to go under the effort. Why? Because the market was unable to go below effort before. That area couldn't go below it because 18, 27, 27 can't go below the 18. So volume, selling attempted, but they couldn't go below. So that's where the stop goes. And then the market basically enters markup. So that's the Wyckoff analysis on accumulation, jump over the creek, test of creek, markup. That's how it's done. Now what I wanted to go over was its corresponding chart in eSignal. Not really eSignal, but it's a point and figure chart. All right. What you see in the point and figure chart is that you had a cause. Cause is just another word for sideways trading range. Now that sideways trading range can have within it accumulation or distribution. But the more important point about cause is that cause creates an effect, meaning sideways trading range or congestion is what creates a trend up or down. And the important point here is that they are in proportion, meaning big base will lead to a big move. Small base will lead to a small move. So this is the law of cause and effect, which in other words is just the amount of accumulation will directly impact the amount of markup, and the amount of distribution will directly determine the amount of markdown. Here you see a very clear case of accumulation. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, it's 10. 1, 2, I can't count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it hit the target to, exactly. Because the amount of accumulation will determine the amount of markup. So that's how you do it. Basically, the way this is the horizontal count. It's not the vertical count. Vertical count is very popular, but the horizontal count is the Wyckoff approach. And this is a one-box figure chart. One-box figure charts have huge benefits. I'll go over them later on, but if you're not using one box, I'll explain that later. I rather use a 3x1 than a 1x3. So this is the count, this is the cause, that's the effect, and that's it. This is today on the yen. If I were to take for P&F charts, you can use a lot of different vendors, but the important thing is whether they have the one box, because I like the one box, especially for intraday trading. So eSignal has it, TradeStation has it, Bullseye Broker, when the software works, has it. I think UpData has it, but what I've seen is UpData one box is X is up and X is down. I don't think you can plot O's down. I might be wrong, but these are different vendors, and it's very important to have very clean and accurate point figure, because if the point figure is off, the count is off, and your targets are off. All right, thank you.